Hello friends, my name is Rajesh Kumar Mohan and I have secured All India rank 102 in UPSC Civil Services Examination 2020. In this video, I am going to tell you about importance of the revision. It is especially important for a competitive exam like UPSC. If you see the various toppers, you will realize that those people who have been able to revise their content multiple times are more effective in getting more marks as compared to those who are having more content. So why is this revision so important for us? Let's start. First thing is that you need to realize that we forget. This is a normal human tendency, a biological fact that our mind forgets half of the stuff in the next 48 hours of whatever we have read. So if you want to retain that information, we have to revise. So we need to revise our books, our notes every weekend or at least 10 within 10 days so that it is retained in our mind. So in order to overcome this biological reality of our brain, which forgets after a particular point of time, we have to revise multiple times so that the content remains in our head and we are able to reproduce this content during the exam time. Second part is that what happens is that when we have a habit of revising, or maybe we are having a timetable to revise, how do we revise? We will read a text and simultaneously we will write something. So in the process of revision itself, we are able to make short notes. So if we are this way, a big book is converted into small notes. With the help of these small notes, we can cover this whole syllabus in a limited time interval, which will enable us to revise the syllabus multiple times, which would be very helpful. So this is a win-win situation. We are revising also and also creating our notes, which are our own handwritten notes, which our mind would be more comfortable in reading. So this is the second advantage of revising the subject. Third is a corollary to the previous thing. So what happens is that when we make short notes and we revise the subject, what we have is that we are able to complete the syllabus in lesser time. So what I mean by it, that for example, there is a book of Lakshmikant. So you will be taking say 10 to 15 days in reading that book for the first time. If we revise it, this time can be reduced. This time can be reduced to say 5 days. So this way we would be having more time for doing other things. In UPSC preparation, you should remember that reading and revising is one aspect and practicing is the another aspect. You practice more, your marks will be improving. What I mean by practice is that you practice mock papers for prelims, for mains, do answer writing. So if you are able to revise the subject, you do multiple revisions, you will be getting time for practicing for this exam. You can attempt mock papers. So that is the third advantage of revision. Fourth is that when you revise a thing multiple times, what happens is that your brain has been processing that information, uh, the same kind of information. So your thinking process becomes very fast because your mind is accustomed to that particular idea because you have revised multiple times. So you are able to write that whatever you are able to with very less lag time. The time spent on thinking is very less. Now this is very helpful in mains examination. What happens is that you are having questions in front of you. You will read a question, then you will take time to think about the question, then think about the answer, and then start writing. If you have revised multiple times, so your time to think would reduce, so you would be able to complete the paper on time. There are many students who are not able to complete the paper on time because they take so much time in thinking about the question and thinking what they will write in the answer. So in this way also revision helps you. Now let's come to the fifth point. So more you revise, more you would become confident in that particular subject. So when you are confident in this subject, you would be able to easily mark the answer. You would most of you would have come to this kind of situation in prelims examination. You are generally confused between two options, say A or B, and you are constantly in doubt. Sometimes you will say, no, it seems like I have read this thing, but either it can be A or B. So this shows lack of revision. If you revise multiple times, this kind of situation won't come, and you would be able to mark that option with a lot of confidence. Last part is that if you are able to revise a subject, you are able to connect the topics and create interlinkages. The exam pattern for UPSC is changing constantly. These days, we are seeing cross-disciplinary questions where linkages in society, environment, science, and tech, these are being asked. So it requires that you interlink the concepts, whatever you have learned in society with, say, in environment, in science and technology, in national security. So it revision helps to create those linkages and enable you to answer cross-disciplinary types of questions. So this was about the importance of revision. Now there are multiple techniques through which you can revise. For example, you can follow a timetable, you can follow a test series, you should have limited resources. You can use certain techniques like Pomodoro technique, which is a kind of revision technique. Then while reading, you can do reading aloud, so it helps you revise while you are reading. So I think what I want to say finally is that if you want to crack this examination, you have to revise it. And there is a golden rule also. Don't read any subject which you cannot revise. If you want to crack this exam, you should read and revise. Then only you would be confident. Then only you would be able to cover the syllabus on time. Then only you would be able to get good marks. So with this, I would like to thank you for watching the video. Hope it helped you. And my best wishes for the upcoming UPSC prelims examination. Thank you.